You just wrapped up a meeting. Maybe it was 45 minutes, maybe it ran long. Either way, you walked out with a page of notes that made total sense in the moment. And now you're staring at them, trying to remember what actually got decided and who's supposed to do what. That's what we're solving today. By the end of this video, you'll have a complete workflow that takes your raw, messy meeting notes and turns them into structured action items in under 2 minutes. No special tools required, just a prompt and whatever you manage to write down during the call. Let's get into it. Here's the thing about meetings. They feel productive in the moment. Decisions get made, tasks get assigned, everyone nods. But the second the call ends, that clarity starts evaporating. What did we actually decide? Gets asked more than it should. Key decisions get buried in conversation, and nobody wrote them down clearly. Whose job is that again? Because ownership was implied, never confirmed. Two people both thought the other one was handling it. When's the deadline? Because someone mentioned end of month, but nobody specified which month or which task it applied to. Sound familiar? Good. Because this is the exact problem AI is designed to fix. Before we get into the solution, let's quantify this, because this isn't just a minor inconvenience, it's a real drain. The average meeting runs about 45 minutes. That's fine, but then comes the recovery time, the Slack messages, the hey, quick question emails, the follow-up calls to clarify what got decided. That's 2 to 3 hours a week per person just chasing clarity that should have been documented the first time. And missed action items? Those don't just get delayed, they become repeated conversations the next morning and the one after that. It compounds. The bar chart on this slide actually understates it a bit. When you account for context switching and the mental load of trying to remember things, the real cost is higher. The point is, this problem is worth solving systematically, not just hoping it gets better. Here's why this workflow works so well, and it comes back to something we covered in Making AI Make Sense series. AI excels at pattern work. Taking unstructured input and producing structured output is exactly what it does best. Your messy meeting notes are unstructured. A clean action item list with owners and deadlines is structured. That transformation, pure pattern work. AI handles it in seconds. And here's the key safety net. You're reviewing the output before it goes anywhere. AI drafts, you decide. No precision required on the input side because you're catching any errors before they matter. This is different from asking AI to calculate something precise or fact-check a claim, both of which it's bad at. This is organizing chaos into clarity, which is exactly what it's built for. People overcomplicate this. You do not need a transcription tool. You do not need perfect notes. You don't even need complete sentences. What you need is two things: something from the meeting and a prompt that tells AI what to do with it. That's it. Voice memo transcript from your phone? It works. Bullet point brain dump you typed during the call? That works. A paragraph of stream of consciousness notes that would embarrass you to show anyone? Yeah, that also works. The key mindset shift here is stopping yourself from cleaning up your notes before pasting them into AI. That's AI's job. If you spend 20 minutes organizing your notes first, you've already defeated half the purpose of this workflow. And this workflow has 4 steps: capture, paste, prompt, review. That's the whole thing. Each step takes maybe about 30 seconds, except the review, which might take about a minute. Total time from raw notes to send ready summary, under 2 minutes once you've done it a few times. And we're going to walk through each step in detail, but I want you to see the full shape of it first. Nothing here is complicated. The value is in doing it consistently. All right, step 1 is capture. And the instruction here is simple. Don't aim for perfect. If you're in a meeting, your job is to capture substance, not structure. Write down what gets decided, who's doing what, and any questions that come up. That's it. The format doesn't matter. Voice memo transcripts from your phone work great. Most phones do this automatically now. Bullet points during the call work. Even a paragraph of stream of consciousness notes is enough. Zoom and Teams both have transcript exports features if you use those. Here's the pro tip on this slide I want you to actually internalize. Even 10 rough bullet points is enough. AI doesn't need polish. It needs substance. If you captured the key decisions and the names of the people in the room, you have what you need. Step 2. Paste your notes directly into AI as is. Look at the example here. That's what real meeting notes look like. Talked about Q2 launch, Sarah doing websites, Mike on ads, need budget approved before end of month, John to follow up with the vendor. No capitals, no structures, incomplete thoughts. That goes directly into ChatGPT, Claude, or whatever AI tool you use. No editing, no formatting, no cleaning it up first. The reason I'm being emphatic about this is that most people's instinct is to organize the notes before pasting. Resist that. The moment you start organizing, you're doing the work AI should be doing. Just paste and move to step 3. This is the prompt that does the work. Copy it down or screenshot here. You'll use this every time. Here are my raw notes from a meeting type, meeting on date. Please organize them into 1. Key decisions made, 2. Action items with owner and due date if mentioned, 3. Open questions that need answers, 4. Next meeting agenda items if applicable. Keep it concise and use plain language. The 2 things you customize are the meeting type, team sync, client call, kickoff, whatever it was, and the date. That's it. The rest of the prompt is reusable every single time. Let me break down why this prompt actually works, because understanding the reasoning helps you adapt it when you need to. The specific output structure is doing a lot of heavy lifting. By naming the 4 sections explicitly, decisions, action items, open questions, next meeting, you're telling AI exactly what to build. Without that, you get a generic summary paragraph that's technically accurate, but not actually useful. The if mentioned qualifier on the action item section is critical. That's what prevents AI from fabricating deadlines. If you didn't mention a specific date in your notes, AI won't invent one. It'll note no date was given. That's the behavior you want. And plain language is there because without it, AI defaults to corporate speak. You get bullet points that sound like a consulting firm wrote them. With the instruction, you get clean, readable output you can actually send to people. Every word in that prompt is earning its place. Here's a realistic example of what comes back from those messy notes we saw on the paste slide. Key decisions, website launch moving forward in Q2. Ad campaign contingent on budget approval. Clean, specific, and accurate. Action items. Sarah on homepage copy with a note that no date was given. Mike on ads once budget is approved. John following up with the vendor this week. Open questions. Budget approval. Who signs off and by when? That's a real question that was in the notes, and now it's surfaced clearly instead of buried. Next meeting. Confirm budget. Review Sarah's draft. That output is ready to send. You didn't have to organize anything. You pasted messy notes, ran one prompt, and got something professional. That's the workflow. Step 4. Don't skip this step. It takes 60 seconds and it matters. 4 things to check. Are the action items accurate? Are the owners correctly assigned? AI can confuse who said what, especially if multiple people were mentioned in the same sentence. Did AI invent any deadlines you didn't mention? And is there anything you know from context that didn't make it into your notes? The last one is important. AI can only work with what you gave it. If there's context you know but didn't write down, a verbal agreement, a previous decision that's relevant, add it now before you send. AI gets you 85% of the way there in 30 seconds. You're adding the 15% it can't know, and that's a good trade. Let's run through a real scenario. Here are the notes from a hypothetical contractor kickoff meeting. Read through them. This is what you actually wrote during the meeting. Contractor starts Monday. Need access to building and Wi-Fi setup. Talked about timelines. 6 weeks for phase 1. Maria managing. Need insurance docs before start. Contractor sending over. Discuss parking situation. Use lot B. Budget is $45,000. Already approved, but need PO number from finance. Weekly check-ins Thursday 10 a.m. Maria to set up. Contractor asked about material sourcing. We handle or they do. That's messy. That's real. And that's enough. Here's what comes back 45 seconds later. Key decisions. Phase 1 timeline is 6 weeks starting Monday. Budget is $45,000, approved. Weekly check-ins Thursday at 10. Contractor uses parking lot B. Action items. Maria sets up the Thursday recurring meetings. Contractor sends insurance docs before Monday. Finance provides the PO number. Facilities handles building access and Wi-Fi. Open questions. Material sourcing. Are we handling it or is the contractor? That's the same information, but now it's organized, it's clear, and it's ready to send to everyone who was in that meeting. From scribbles to send ready in under a minute. And here's where you can extend this workflow one step further with almost no extra effort. Once you have the action item summary, run the second prompt. Using the action item summary above, write a brief follow-up email to send to meeting attendees. Professional but casual tone, subject line included. That's it. AI takes the structured summary it just built and turns it into a complete email. You review it, make any tweaks, and send. 2 prompts, your entire post-meeting workflow, under 2 minutes total. That's the thing worth repeating. This isn't just about the notes. It's about eliminating the entire recovery period after the meeting ends. There are 3 mistakes that'll undermine this workflow if you're not careful. First, trusting AI invented deadlines. Even if the if mentioned qualifier in your prompt, AI occasionally infers a timeline that sounds reasonable but wasn't actually discussed. Always verify timelines against your memory before sending. Second, skipping the review step. I know it feels like friction when the output looks good. Skip it anyway, and you'll send something with a misaligned owner eventually. A 60-second review is worth it every time. Third, waiting too long to run the prompt. Notes go stale fast, not just in the document, but in your head. Run this same day while you still have the context to fill in any gaps. If you wait until tomorrow, you're relying entirely on what you wrote, and those notes are never as complete as they feel in the moment. This workflow isn't magic. Here's where it works well and where it doesn't. It works great for team meetings, client calls, project check-ins, planning sessions, and one-on-ones with action items. Basically, any meeting where things get decided and tasks get assigned. It's less effective for highly technical meetings where specialized jargon fills the notes. AI might misinterpret domain-specific terms. It obviously doesn't work when you have no notes at all. And for sensitive conversations, use your judgment about what should and shouldn't be pasted into an AI tool. That last point is worth sitting with. This is a tool for operational meetings, not every conversation. Know the difference. Let's talk about what this actually recovers. 2 to 3 hours per week per person just from eliminating the follow-up confusion. Across a year, that's roughly 100 hours, about 2.5 full work weeks per person. And 0 missed action items when the process runs consistently. Not fewer, 0, because everything gets captured and structured the same day. If you're running 5 or more meetings a week, this compounds fast. 10 or more hours recovered per month just from changing how you handle notes. That's not a small thing. The manual workflow we covered today works well for individuals and small teams, but there is a point where a copy and paste approach stops scaling. If you have 10 or more meetings per week across multiple teams, everyone running this workflow manually creates its own friction. If you want transcription happening automatically without anyone having to paste anything, that's an integration problem. And if items should be flowing directly into Asana, Jira, or Notion instead of living in an email, that's a different kind of build. That's where a more automated pipeline makes sense. And that's where we come in. If you're at that scale and want to talk through what that would look like for your team, you know where to find us. This workflow is ready for use today. You don't need to buy anything, set anything up, or learn a new tool. You just need your notes and the prompt from slide 9. Start with your next meeting. Paste your notes, run the prompt, review the output. Do it 3 times and it becomes automatic. This is part of our Making AI Work series. If you found this useful, subscribe. We drop a new workflow every week. And if you need this running at scale across your organization, let's talk. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.